Hey guys, AirsoftAL here, the common man's AirSofter who has a literal line of guns because we're talking about suppressors. So, in the ASG review, or at least the ASG TAC 6 review, I was talking about this. This is the TAC 6 suppressor. You can actually buy these for relatively cheap, about sub $20, or at least at the $20 range. Now, I've had a lot of questions about them, primarily if it comes with this. So let me come around there and actually give you a little closer inspection about these things, because here's the thing. This little bad boy right here is actually really cool. However, it's sort of like the classic triangular cones that you would see in the Vietnam era in terms of the flash hiders of the day. However, the suppressor itself is wholly plastic. There is no foam inserts, nothing, it's just one solid tube. However, I think that works great to its advantage for non-blowback guns, since the gas is somewhat encased in the actual, well, apparatus itself. Now, the way this works is that it has a locking lug like this, and even shows how to open it. Now, you could pry this thing open, because knowing a lot of you could figure out a way how to pry it open and actually drill holes inside the tube itself and actually make it into a legitimate suppressor, but I leave that to you, and I'm going to leave it as is. But the adapter itself, while looking very nice and very cool, is 14mm negative threading, not positive, so counterclockwise. Now, the guns I have here, of course, we have the JGG3, my Elite Force CQB M16A3. This is going to be the base gun for the service rifle kit. A video will come out on it when we actually get in. My custom M4 that is hopefully going to get all mag pulled out, because all that's missing is the stock. And of course a AK, a tactical contractor AK. And finally a Beretta A3, from what I understand. Do know that all these have fully charged batteries. We're going to get into it. There's a BB catcher, except of course for the Beretta, because the Beretta is a BB gun, an air gun, that shoots 177 caliber brass BBs, not 6mm. But we're going to test the suppressor on all these different guns, and we are going to see if it is effective for AEGs and gas blowback guns as a whole. So, let's go ahead, get you guys set up, and we'll do this. The first one I really want to do is, of course, the G3 rifle. I love the G3. The G3 is just wholly iconic for a number of reasons. Fallout 3, Battlefield, or even Call of Duty. But I just love the G3 because it is a beautiful gun. It really is. So, let's get you guys set up around this way, and we'll get started on it, shall we? Okay, so the way to get this actually set up is fairly simple. If you've ever had a basic flash hider, is you literally just screw it on to the actual barrel itself. Now, the cool thing about this is that the suppressor sits very snug on this thing. So you literally can put the suppressor on here and just unscrew it, screw it off. I'm not joking on that. So, let's go ahead, open her up, get the suppressor. Well, let's go ahead and hear what this thing sounds like without the suppressor on first, shall we? So, without, of course, a magazine in it, let's see what it sounds like without the suppressor on. Stock standard, what you would expect. Let's see what it sounds like with the suppressor on. It's nice and locked on there. Let's go ahead and put the magazine in. There is no obstruction with the suppressor itself. Even though it is a very large can, there is no obstruction of the iron sights. So, let's go ahead and fire. There is actually a visible difference. There is actually an audible difference. I'm actually surprised. I am pleasantly surprised by that. Let's go ahead and pop it on the M16. Again, because it's so... Okay, so it's not wanting to do that. So, let's go ahead and take that off. Oh, that might be why, because I was turning it the wrong way. So there is actually an audible difference. Huh. Let's go ahead and pop it on the M4 next. Yeah, okay. Finally, the AK. Our Soviet friend, modernized, eh? Finally, the last gun in this is the M9. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting, because unlike 6mm BBs, well, this one being an AEG, the AEGs, of course, the M9 is gas blowback. Now, what I'm a little curious about is whether or not I'm going to get obstruction with the M9, which I already can tell I am, as you can plainly see. But the big thing is whether or not this is going to obstruct the functionality of the gun itself. So, let's go ahead and take the safety off, go ahead, lock the bolt open. Yeah, there's a little heaviness in it, but not fully. Let's go ahead and load the magazine. It's fully in place, and let's see what she sounds like. You can definitely hear it still. It's basically now an amplifier of sorts. Let's just go ahead and dry fire it, just so you can understand what I'm saying. Yep. Now let's take the suppressor off and see what she sounds like without the suppressor. Yeah, you can definitely hear the metal clacking. But you've seen how the suppressor actually works on non-blowback. Very, very well, in my opinion, and really, really good. There is no lie that this is a really good suppressor. For either non-blowback, blowback, well, blowback is a very strong term, but in terms of a non-blowback, this is actually a really good option for you guys. Not just for the ASG TAC-6, but for really any non-blowback gun that has a threaded barrel. Even for AEGs, you can hear the actual audible difference, especially with the M16. Any long barrel gun in particular. The M4, of course, that's a big one because of how small and compact it is. It's gonna create more audible sounds. The M16, on the other hand, and the G3, the AK, you can hear the definite difference, especially if I was to fire them without the suppressor on, mind you. Let's just to give you an audible difference, mind you. That was the G3. M16. Just for full auto's sake. M4. And finally, the AK. And just for fairness, the M9. To say that the suppressor itself is actually a must-have for the price tag it is would be a woeful understatement. I am thoroughly impressed with this, and I actually would, what am I saying would? I am definitely going to rock this at my next game, either on the M6, actually, what am I saying? On the M16 or the G3, just for suppression's sake. Maybe on the M16 a lot more. But I cannot stress this enough, guys. Grab one if you can. I will, if YouTube does not nuke or yeet the comment out of existence, I will have a link down below to where you can actually purchase this, as well as the other ASG suppressor they actually offer. If anyone who's going to say silencer, it's suppressor. The patent name from Browning and the guy who actually created this thing called it a suppressor, it's a suppressor. That and this, it's just a cool looking muzzle brake. If not just for the cool muzzle brake as a whole, this alone would be worth the $20 price tag. But the fact that they throw this in for you, I gotta hand it to ASG. They make awesome stuff. But let me know in the comments section down below what you think. Would you buy one of these for your AEGs or gas blowbacks or even non-blowback pistols with threaded barrels? Or would you just get it for this alone? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you own one, let me know what modifications you've done to it, if you've done any modifications at all. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, the Commands Airsofter, who reviews suppressors because you people have been asking for the reviews of them. And I will see you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time, and would you kindly consider liking, subscribing, and sharing the video around? And if you so kindly want to help support the channel, please consider donating to our PayPal down below. Till next time, guys, I've been AirsoftAL, and I will see all you lovely people in a mission where stealth's optional. Till next time.